Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square here with T-Square Talk. Hope everybody's having a great day. Got a great video planned out for you guys today, even though it's just going to be a little bit of talking about I don't want to call it a recent dip, but a nice little buying opportunity yesterday that we seen. I actually didn't even notice this until I was actually sitting there, and I had actually picked up some stuff yesterday on the dip. Worried a little bit, but not really worried, but I was kind of wondering. I was like, I think we might even go down another dollar. But I ended up saying, you know what, I'm going to pick some stuff up. I hate to buy, even if you're getting something at spot price at $57, it still stings. And I said, could I wait maybe for a dip, another dollar? And then I was like, you're getting a lot of it at spot or really close to spot. You might as well just end up getting it. The opportunity may not be there tomorrow for spot or whatever. So I ended up getting it, and then a comment popped up probably about not too long ago. It popped up on my phone that I was reading, and it said, hey, you got your wish. You got a little bit of a dip. And then I jumped over and I checked the silver price, and it was cool. This is a 5-day chart right here, but you can see on the 3rd, and then all of a sudden the 4th started, and it just started dropping and dropping, and it actually dropped all the way down to 56.50. I wasn't lucky enough to catch that. When I kind of caught it, we were back right around the 57 mark, and I ended up picking up a bunch of stuff. And then as the night went on, we've seen it start to climb, and then we're back over 58 now. And there's a good chance we could continue to go higher. So I'm pretty excited about that. A lot of people maybe picked up that little 1-day drop, if you want to call it that. Some people won't even call it a dip. They'll be like, it's not a dip. But I kind of want to talk about this a little bit and these opportunities that are there if people are watching for them. I think people will enjoy today's video. I don't really have a fancy title for it, so I don't know even what to title it yet. I'll figure it out when the time comes. So we're going to talk a little bit about that and the opportunities that can arise here and there. So please take a quick minute, help me out, hit that thumbs up button for me. If you missed this, not just gold and silver, but copper has big potential, check this video out. It kind of had low views. I was kind of surprised. I was actually testing out, I've been testing it out. If you haven't noticed, the new AI thumbnails, like this one right here, the copper one, that was an AI created thumbnail. Based some stuff, a little bit of modification there. I had to add in my little emoji. I love my emojis. I don't know. And then I had an AI one yesterday that was created for me using AI, and I had to put my emojis in there too. And then before that, I had my own, and you can still see my emojis always popping up in there. But where am I going with this? Please let me know what you guys think about the emojis. Let me know what you guys think about the videos. I say the emojis, the thumbnails. And with that being said, let's jump right in and get started. So yeah, yesterday was pretty cool. We ended up seeing that little bit of a dip, and there's a lot of people selling right now. We've talked about this in numerous videos. A lot of people are going to the we buy gold, we buy silver. They're dumping stuff there. A lot of people are going to the coin shops. They're dumping stuff there. People are going to the jewelers. They're dumping stuff there. And here's the thing. There is some good stuff filtering out in the system right now. Some collectible stuff that you might be able to pick up at a fairly good price, maybe a low mintage coin. I will show a couple of clips over the next few days of some different stuff that I've been seeing people have been picking up recently, and some stuff that I personally picked up. I started putting up some short videos. Someone actually picked up the what was it yesterday, the James Bond coin right off the bat, and so he really loved that. And I got a friend that he really wants to get some of them scarabs, the Egyptian scarabs that I showed last night on a short video. So some cool stuff is hitting the markets, and a lot of people are just looking at stuff like, I bought it years ago, maybe I paid a high premium, silver was sitting maybe at $20, and maybe they paid 40 for it, and now they're stuck with it and they've been waiting for it. But now with silver at 58, a lot of people are saying, hey, I made a profit. I'm going to get out from under it. Maybe they'll put their money back into silver. Personally, if you've got a collectible, you've already made a profit off it, I probably wouldn't be quick to get rid of it. That's my opinion, only because what are you going to do? You're going to buy something back. You're going to pay a premium. Right now, the cheapest ounces that you're going to find at most online bullion dealers is running probably about $60 based on my opinion. I know you might find an exceptional sale or something like that. So there are deals out there. Everything I talk about, too, is just my opinion. It's not financial advice. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. But I think people need to be mindful that if they're going to try to buy this stuff back and the price is going to keep inching up. We've seen it too many times just this year alone where, as it climbs, you see it climb. A lot of people wanted to sell at 34. It plunged and they were all laughing at everybody, telling jokes, and then all of a sudden we're back over that. And then it climbs up again. Same thing at the 39 level. People were selling at 39. I actually know one guy that sold his whole collection at 39. And when it came down to like 35, there again, hey, yeah, I'm planning on buying it back a lot cheaper. But it didn't take long before it pushed to new all-time highs. We've seen the price continue to tick up. A lot of you remember when we hit that $54 range, a lot of selling took place. Tons and tons of selling at $54. But what happened? It got down to $45. We're talking about a $9 drop. And then all of a sudden, it pops up again. Somebody bought up everything that was sold, essentially, and it gets bought up. And then we were back up to 54 again. And then we've seen it pull back. And now a lot of people starting to think, look, it hit 54. It hit 54. It's coming down again. This is it. That's the top. It's bouncing off that ceiling, not going to break through. We've seen it come down to 48, which was interesting because it didn't quite go as low the second time. And a lot of that was because there wasn't a lot of selling that second time like we had seen the first time. And then all of a sudden it pushed higher. And now, we've seen this little dip. If you were paying attention over the last couple of days, we've seen that dip yesterday. And some people will say that wasn't even a dip. You had silver hit 59. It bounced all the way to 56.50. What did it drop? Dropped $2.50. Here's the thing. If I can save a buck or two on a bunch of ounces, even if it's just $20 on a tube, I'm happy with that. If I can get lucky and save $50 on a tube, then I'm really happy with that. I got one friend that he picks my brain a lot on different stuff because I talk to him on a regular basis. I eat lunch with him a fair amount. And, he's starting to just come around and say, yeah, I guess $20 is $20. I'll take it. If I can save 20 here, save 10 there, it all adds up. And a lot of people, I think, will miss these opportunities because they're thinking that, hey, are we going to break through 60? I personally believe we will break through 60. I really think we're going to break through 60 for sure by the end of the month is my estimates now, especially with some of the stuff going on. We got the Fed meeting next week. That's going to be an interesting play. We also have at the end of December, we got contract deliveries, futures deliveries. Well, I said that wrong. We have deliveries that have to be delivered from London. I was actually reading when it was. I think it was the December 28th that we do have the deliveries. It's really late. It's like 1 in the morning, but I'm not really getting any sleep right now because some of the stuff that I picked up yesterday, I've got to go through, figure out what's going to be mine, what's going to be other people's. Some of y'all know I do help other people get in on stuff. And especially if it's a good deal. A lot of people like to pick up deals when they can, especially if they can pick anything up near spot, they will. So I'm kind of thinking of a few things in my head right now. Taking a quick look at the gold price. We have the gold price not really doing a whole lot right now, up 0.5%. It is up $18, sitting at $42.26. Gold really hasn't been doing nothing lately, to be honest. I mean, when you look at a 1 month chart, we'll say, we got as high as 42.40, and then we've seen it come down quite a bit. We've seen it go down under 4,000, and then we're still sitting right around 42 and a quarter. So not really a whole lot of movement compared to what we've been seeing on the silver price. As you can see here, this is a 1 month chart. 1 month on silver. We were as low as 46 at the beginning, 47, 46.96. And now you look at us, we're up basically $10 in just the last 30 days. So it's going to be interesting. We're seeing the gold-silver ratio start compressing. A lot of us have been waiting to see that gold-silver ratio start coming down lower. It's not going to be long, I don't believe, before we start breaking into the 70s, the low under 70s. We're actually sitting right now, I think, at like 73 roughly, maybe 74, maybe 72, right around that range right now, and a lot of opportunities. Other stuff to take a look at. We always got to take a look at the Bitcoin, see what Bitcoin is actually doing right now. We got Bitcoin right now trading at 92,281. This is getting really interesting because we've seen it go really low, and then we see it pop back up, but lately we've been seeing the lower lows, the lower highs, and that could be the trend that a lot of us have been talking about, that eventually people will realize the advantages. And I'll be honest, I would be lying to you if I would say all the people that I've talked to about Bitcoin, all the comments, if someone has not maybe broken through and said, okay, so now I'll admit there are some advantages to Bitcoin. But with that being said, I kind of look at it like still the advantages that people have with Bitcoin, they have those same advantages with any other cryptocurrency that people buy around the globe. So that kind of worries me still with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has never sat right with me personally. I mean, yeah, it's done really well for the people that have invested in it, but I mean, when you look at some of it, what are some of the big compliments that I will give Bitcoin? Well, the biggest compliment I'll give it is if someone did hypothetically have to grab their wealth and run, you can do that with Bitcoin. You can't necessarily carry all your silver into multiple countries or leave the country or whatever. You can do that with Bitcoin. You can grab your password and run. But the problem is, it's the most, I'm going to say, overpriced coin out there. And I'm also going to say you can do that, grab your coins, grab your Bitcoin or your cryptocurrency, whatever coin you invest in, and run with almost any cryptocurrency. It doesn't have to be Bitcoin. So why do people want to choose the most expensive one to do that? I've never really been a fan of crypto, period, because it is digital. However, I'm not going to lie to you. I've bought in it. I've talked about them on the channel. When I buy big into something, some people will give me flack for it. We've seen, I've done the Dogecoin. I've done well off it. I've done Shiba. I've done well off of it. But these coins are kind of cheap in comparison. Obviously, they are cheap in comparison to Bitcoin. But you know what? When I sold those coins, I had no trouble holding them and selling them and getting out from under it when I needed the money. So that's why I'm not really a big believer in the Bitcoin per se, because other cryptocurrencies can do. Now, if you're watching this video and you think, hey, okay, so now here we have a guy on YouTube who is totally set against cryptocurrencies. But you got to understand how many people that I talk to on a regular basis. I listen. I'm not one of these people that ain't open to what other people think. You have to be open to other people's thinking. There's a lot of things I don't like about cryptocurrencies. But I will say, it's an accurate statement to say I can't grab all my silver, throw it in a backpack, and run away with it. It's not physically possible. They can do that with crypto. But what separates the Bitcoin over the other crypto, that's Why pick the most expensive crypto to do it with? Because anytime you have something that is the most expensive, you also have the biggest risk of it falling. That's why I've always said sometimes the cheaper commodities have the most room to run. And looking right now, you have Goldman Sachs saying that copper is the most undervalued commodity out there right now. But we're also seeing silver outperform gold. That's another prime example of what I'm telling you, because more people can afford silver. And so it's interesting to see how this is going to play out. Taking a quick look at the national debt. We got the national debt now at 38,439,000,000,000. The DXY taking a kick down. This is something I did not expect. I would have thought we would be getting closer to 100, but yet we're kind of moving away. We're moving away at a slow percentage, so I'm not super worried about it. We could end up seeing a little bit of a spike next week as the Fed meets. Maybe they'll say something. They'll give one of these empty promises, and people will all of a sudden want to, think the DXY is doing good. They'll pump it up, and then boom, there you have it. Taking a quick look at assets based by market cap. I was kind of hoping silver would have gained a little bit more momentum on Microsoft recently. We did not see that. We're actually at 260 billion away right now. I think yesterday we were at about 250 billion away. So we'll see if this is going to make momentum. I've had to take a recheck on that because it's showing Microsoft is up 0.65%. But it's showing silver is up 2.41%, which is a big difference. I mean, almost 4 times better gains on silver than on Microsoft. And then with Google, Apple both being down, it definitely, I thought we would see a bigger move towards that 5th place spot. Bitcoin still sitting in 8th right now. For a little bit, though, it was actually a little bit lower, so we'll see how that plays out, if it's going to hold its ground, if it's going to start moving forward. But I don't really worry about it. It's so far under silver right now that not going to have a big factor. So out of curiosity, I want to ask people, because I do like to get feedback from you guys once in a while. What are your thoughts on where silver is going to go in the short run? So basically, next week, where do you see silver going? Maybe if you want to say Friday, I think will go up. Well, I say Friday today. And remember, all your comments I will be reading on my Saturday morning stream. So Saturday morning, I will read every comment and talk a little bit about it. That's why I'm trying to generate some extra comments on this video so I have something to talk about on Saturday morning. I'm curious to hear people's thoughts on where they think silver is going to go. We're late in the year, but we're early in the month. So there's still a lot of time for us to break into the 60s. It's going to be interesting. Excuse me. To see how things play out as the month continues to progress. Really, I think one of the big factors is going to be the Fed meeting next week to see if they're going to cut interest rates. I think an interest rate cut could catapult silver over 60 within a week. It will probably take a little bit of time, but I don't think it will happen instantly. But I don't think it's going to take as long as some people are thinking, because people are really starting to realize the dollar's in trouble. The economy is in trouble. Everything from Main Street to Wall Street is slipping right now. People are struggling to make ends meet. As that happens, you will see a lot of stuff, assets start selling down. And I think smart money is going to start moving into gold and silver even more. And I don't think the ounces are there anymore. I mean, we've always talked about this, but I think right now they are getting closer and closer to just busting and not being able to deliver. So we'll see how that plays out as the week goes on. Like I said, not a super long video today. I am getting to this really late, later than I've done it in a while now. It's 1:30 almost in the morning. just super busy with everything going on right now. So leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Leave me a good comment or a good question. It is important, as I will be using your questions and comments to actually read on Saturday morning. So with that being said, hit that thumbs up button. Check out some of these other videos. Views have been down. I don't know what it is lately. You can see 415, 350, 538. It's kind of gradually working its way down. So hopefully 350 was the low on that video, and that will be it. Let me know what you guys think about the evening shorts, lives, that type of stuff. I will be doing a video, a quick 5-minute video showing the prizes for the December free silver event. I know some people are waiting for that for the members. I had a couple people ask me, how about doing something for everybody, not just members? And I do want to do something, but I think I'm going to end up giving away memberships. I don't want to end up, if I'm contemplating putting gold for the members event in December, I kind of want to see a member get the gold coin. Or I shouldn't say coin, it'll be probably a gram, but who knows? I don't know. I had someone mention the scarabs, the Egyptian scarabs would be kind of cool. Not really a lot of money tied up, but I kind of would like to do a gram. I actually want to get rid of one of my 1 gram bars. I only have one of them because it's actually in one of those sound money wallets. And I want to just take out the 1 gram gold and put a 1 gram silver. And then it's a whole lot more affordable, essentially. It's there. It has value, but it's also, small. So with that being said, going to wrap up the video here. Not a long one today, but I thank you all for watching. And I will be on again this evening. I may even go live this evening if enough people want to see a live stream. We'll see what happens. I thank you all for watching. And I hope you all have a great weekend. We are getting ready to go into the weekend. So take care, everybody. And I'll see you all tonight or tomorrow. Take care. Or both. Bye-bye.